Hey there, I wanted to show you guys how I made my vegan cheesecake. Here they go right here. And so it's a raw organic vegan cheesecake. I'm so excited. This is the first time I made this recipe or even attempted to make one. And it tastes so good. It's been a long time since I've had real cheesecake, with dairy products. And this is one of the things that I missed now, being a vegan. So it's awesome when you can discover some recipes that will kind of take me there, but not take me out of the realm of the lifestyle that I'm living now, which is as a vegan with no meat and no meat byproducts, no fish and things like that. So, but anyway, this is really, really good. The recipe I found it on the Rawtarian recipe. It's a website, and I just really ended up using it as a guide just to get the understanding of how to make this. This one is a version that is frozen. So I've seen some that just go in the refrigerator, and I've seen some that get dehydrated and then go into refrigeration. But this one is, for the most part, is frozen while you after you get into cheesecake to make this cheesecake thing. So I want to show you. Let's see. Since I'm not going to make it for you step by step, unfortunately, it does take a long time to go through the process, of dehydrating, or soaking and dehydrating your nuts and your seeds, and that could take several hours, and then many more several hours, or 24 hours up to dry everything out and things like that. So it's a lot of steps to it. I don't know how to edit, and so I'm going to just show you the recipe, and then I'll explain to you how I veered from the recipe and made it my own. So I'm going to try to get a good camera shot. Oh, I was hoping this would work out, but I think I'll just kind of freeze the frame a little bit, and then hopefully I can get a good shot for you, and then you can pause it and make any notes that you might need to get your ingredients. But we'll read it again. But I was kind of hoping I could show you. Oh, that's a decent shot. Freeze out a little bit, and I'll give you the website so you can look it up yourself. But this is hopefully it's a little bit of a time saver, so you can get the idea of what I'll be discussing. And I think that's the last one. So the website where I got this is called therawtarian.com. I'll spell it, and that's TheRawtarian.com. And it's a lot of great recipes on here. But like I said, I almost never follow a recipe to the letter, because there's always something I can think of that will put the little something, put a little foot in your mouth, or foot in the dish, whatever how they say it, so that's what I do. And let's see, so let's kind of get to it. This is what it looks like frozen, and this one is topped with mangoes and the dates. And then this is what's left of my last raspberry date one, or raspberry with mango mixed in it. So, but this is kind of how it looks when you take it out. This has been out about maybe almost an hour, so it's thawing out a little bit, almost on the too soft side for me. But this one has only been out about 30 minutes, if that long. So it's still going to be pretty hard inside. We'll get to that in a moment. We'll taste it in a moment. But right now, though, let's see. The instructions are, they claim its prep time is 15 minutes, but it's not when I do it. So, but that's okay. And basically, they had in here to use macadamia nuts or a combination of walnuts. I didn't have either one of them today, or the day I made this. So instead, I used pecans and some, and here they are right here. I used pecans and pumpkin seeds, a mixture of both. I used maybe it was about a cup and a half, maybe almost 2 cups of both together. But it was far more pecans than this. And so the reason why I chose that nut, and the reason why a walnut would be a good one, is because it kind of reminds you of the graham cracker crust. So that's why I would choose those. And then the dates I used, pitted dates, that I purchased from Costco. Sorry, the lighting is, okay, there it is. Pitted dates. And then I put also some coconut oil, and I'll tell you how much it asked for at the time. I mean, in the recipe. Some of the things I did follow a lot closer, so I'll just go ahead and let you know. It says it says a half a cup of dates. Knowing me, I use more. A fourth of a cup of dried unsweetened coconut. I didn't have any coconut, but I did have coconut flour. So all this is just dehydrated coconut, and then they ground it into a flour to a meal. So I did use this, but I did not use. It called out for a fourth of a cup. I didn't use that much. Maybe no, it wasn't quite a fourth of a cup because I didn't know what it was going to taste like. So I just wanted to just kind of put a little in. I didn't want it to taste too coconutty, you know. And but it turned out very good. And then it called out for salt. So I use Himalayan sea salt and everything, absolutely everything. And now this is where it turned into a Stephanieism. And so I added a little bit of cacao powder in my crust. I thought that would be yummy, not a lot because I really didn't want to taste the cacao, but I thought it would just, you know, give it a little flair. And then I ground some whole nutmeg up in there. Again, the recipe didn't call out for any of this, but I thought it would take it to the next level. So a little bit of this, not a lot because it didn't know what it was going to do. And it did call out for vanilla, but this is the only vanilla I use. I use a dry powder, pure vanilla. I don't use one with alcohol in it. So, and this is awesome. And then I use some cinnamon. This happens to be a Vietnamese ground cinnamon. It's organic. I got it from Sprouts. There it is. It's a little bit better view. Okay. So this was all I use in my what is this thing? Food processor. So I put it up in here. I mean, I'll make some sort of video where I'm sure I'll break down some of these steps that I'm doing. But right now I'm just trying to just kind of give you an overview by discussing it. So, but yeah, I use the S-blade, put all those dry ingredients that I just showed you in here, and just went through the process of making it a crumble. And let's see. Oh yeah, I also put. Oh yeah, I don't use a microwave. So the best use for a microwave for me is just to use it as a storage facility to put more food in. So okay, so I think I put a little bit of agave in there just to make sure it'd be sweet enough. And yeah, and I put the oil. So let me see. Let's revisit the directions. It was a couple of good days ago when I made it, so it didn't ask for oil in the crust, but I did put a little bit of the coconut oil in my crust because I knew that when it becomes cold, I just wanted to make sure it bound together really good. Otherwise, I needed to make sure that I had plenty of dates, and I wasn't sure. I didn't want to run out of dates because I had to use the dates in a couple of other things. So I said, well, okay, coconut oil, when it gets cold, it will, you know, freeze the things together. You know, whatever is on it, it'll just like clench it together. So I said, okay, we'll put a little coconut oil. It also called for coconut meat. So, and I had coconut flour, you know, so I didn't see anything wrong with it. And I'm glad I did that. So it turned out fantastic. And then, so once I make the crust, then you move on to the white filling of the cheesecake. And in here, it asks for 3 cups of cashews. I did happen to have some cashews, so that was perfect. And I just soaked those for they ended up soaking for a day and a half. They didn't need to soak that long. It's just that the next morning I didn't feel like making it. So I just freshened up the water and kept them in the water until I was ready to make the cheesecakes that evening. And so then it also asks for 3/4 cup of lemon juice. I used limes, and it probably was more lime juice than the lemon juice. Lemon juice is much more stronger, so I probably could have gotten what I wanted faster if I used lemon juice, but it just didn't happen to have. I had 2 lemons, but they're in the freezer, and I'm using them for something else. I'm going to grate some lemons, and I'm going to use it as toppings in some food that I'm going to be eating. So I wanted to save my lemons, but I usually have all my limes, so I use my limes. And it asks for 3/4 cup of agave or honey. I didn't have any raw organic honey. I did, but I didn't want to use it for that. But I did have this organic honey. There we go. There we go. So I used it, and I probably used more than 3/4 of a cup. Let's just face it. I want to make sure it tastes good. And then now the coconut oil. I used it. It asks for 3/4 cup of coconut oil. So, and I tried to keep the measurements equal to, not, well, no, I didn't. Because I didn't measure it anymore after a while when I started adding a little of this. You know, when you taste, after a while you lose sync of how much of anything you added on top. So, but it's okay. I just kept tasting it till it tastes the way I remember cheesecake tasting, and more so just really good. So, okay, and then now it asks for a tablespoon of the pure vanilla extract. And like I said, I also grabbed my vanilla, powdered vanilla, and I use it. And let's see, what else did I put in there? It said water if it was necessary. Add a little bit of water, just a little bit if necessary. But because my nuts were so soaking, I mean, they were soaked. They were wet. They've been in water for a day and a half. So it turned out that I didn't need any more fluids. And whatever I did use it, if it did needed it, you know, I had the lime juice. So the lime juice is really helping it to liquefy. And so now all those ingredients went inside my Vitamix blender. And let's see. So then I have to move on to making my topping, which is, this one calls out for 2 cups of frozen strawberries and a half a cup of dates. I didn't have any frozen strawberries, but I did have some mangoes, frozen mangoes, and I had some fresh raspberries. So I thought that would be good. So I made the mango topping, you know, fruit topping first, and then I got out what I wanted, which actually, this is actually extra. And then I added the raspberries to that mix. So this is actually a raspberry mango, and it looks like strawberry. I guess it kind of tastes like strawberry because it looks like it, but you know, it turned out very good. And then I put a hint of lime juice in it, but not too much, because I did want the flavors to be different. I wanted you to know that you were eating a crust that had a little bit of hint of salt in it, and it had these other spices with it. And then I wanted to be able to taste the cheesecake portion of it. I definitely wanted to taste like cheesecake. I love limes, lemons. I wanted to be hit with that and the sweetness. And then the topping, I wanted to taste a lot more of what it was supposed to taste like. If it was mangoes, okay, I want to taste the mango, not necessarily the lemon kick or the lime kick, which, believe it or not, I said no, and I drew a line. Ordinarily, I put lime and lemons in every doggone thing, but this time I said no, let's play a little bit by some certain set of rules, and let's see how that goes. So, and it worked out fantastic. So let me show you the spring form, what it looks like. This is a 4-inch. See, you can see it fits in my hand. It just really covers up my hand. So, but this dish is so rich and filling, and it's so good because most of it is nuts. And then there are some dates, of course, up in there. There's a little bit of agave, which didn't even need very much. And then you have your lime juice, and you have some certain spices or whatever just to kind of bring it all together. So people have asked me how many calories, and I said, I don't know how many calories it is. I don't count calories. You see, I barely use measurements. So, but when you eat a plant-based diet, when you have a plant-based diet and you drink lots of hydrating foods and liquids, you don't have to count calories. You just eat till you're satisfied, and you stop when you're not, and you're hungry again. That's how I do it. Some people stick by times and very stringent. Not me. There's not too many rules I love to live by. I know we need rules in life, but I just want the freedom to be able to eat anytime I want. And being a vegan and trying to practice a lot more raw vegan, especially when the summer months and spring months are here, it works for me. So this is this. Now what I'm going to do next time, I did buy these large muffin, what are these, paper molds, and then I bought, well, this here ceramic mold. I haven't tried it yet, but what I'm going to do next time is make the cheesecakes in something like this. So for most people, this would be like a bite size, well, it would be more than a bite size. this could be a size that a person could probably, maybe they eat the whole thing. I usually just I eat all day. So, and it's kind of rich. So I just get little slivers, just a small little piece and a little bit of do me. So, but I am going to do it this way because when I shared it with my cycling family yesterday, to cut it out there, you know, in the back in the parking lot in the truck, it was, I mean, it was a great adventure for us because it's what we do, you know. But I think it would have been a nice opportunity for us to eat it more freely if I had something more bite-sized. And again, these are small, but it wasn't designed. My intent was not to feed everyone and we all get full, you know, after our ride. I just wanted them to taste it because many of them, I don't think any of them have ever had any raw vegan cheesecake. So it was interesting to them. So anyway, these are the little minis, and I'll do the same. I'll put them in here. So I'll see how that goes. I may put something out if that turns out well. So now let me go ahead and taste it real quick and let you see coming out of the spring form. It's really simple. And see, this is what it looks like. There we go. Yes, and I like that it's not perfect. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty neat. So give her a little bit of a slice, just a hair, because I don't really. Like I said, I don't eat big pieces at a time. It's pretty rich. I'm not really that hungry because I just ate, but I wanted to cut it open. Sorry, I can't get it open so well. So pretty, but because it's still pretty frozen. But anyway, so this is what it kind of looks like inside. See that? Oh, well, I can't get a good shot. But anyway, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to take a bite. That's good. That's really good. I like it. The mango tastes really good. I didn't get much of it on here though. There we go. I tasted this time. So it's really good. The raspberry one was a big hit. The mango is not as... Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I was interrupted by a phone call. Thought I turned that off. Anyway, so it tastes very, very good. Please give it a try. Keep watching the videos, and I'll try to break down the steps along the way on how to break it down and, you know, start putting these kinds of dishes together. It's like I said, right now it's a bit of a challenge to try to do it all at once because it's stuff that it takes a couple of days to do it, you know. So, but anyway, I'll get better. I'll get more creative in figuring out how can I get the information to you and things, and hopefully it'll inspire you as well. So I want to say thank you for coming back. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button. And if you want to subscribe, that would be great because as soon as I put out videos, you'll be one of the very first to know about it. So, all right. Thank you. Peace.